Yeah.
kind of cool.
Definitely a possibility. Without Hex Flash, we didn't actually, I think, officially give that update earlier, but it's disabled for one more week here, and will be re-enabled next week. I can't speak for the other regions, but that's how the LCK is doing it.
Indeed. He made mixed damage from Kai'Sa, blah, blah, blah. However, that Frozen Heart's still going to be extraordinarily valuable, and we'll see whether Ruler is just going to take over this game as well. But I don't think it's all doom and gloom for KT, and they certainly do have some.
And he individually looks very good, but this is a much tougher comp to run.
Oh, that's a Justice Punch aggressively as Harp is burning down. Ruler's getting the autos. That's the flash. Shield of Daybreak, and now Noah's not going to be able to find life. The flash has to come through because the stun was just about up, and Ruler ain't done. There's the flash. That's the double kill, and we said that he might be able to take over this lane. I didn't think he'd do it before 3 minutes. Able to get the shield on the Q as we've got another fight towards the bottom side. KT, unfortunately, just still too far ahead in the lane as Noah. That's a decent dodge, but unfortunately they're too far behind, and that's another double kill. Back-to-back double kills for Ruler as Klid is pushed out of his jungle and he's going to be able to survive. Rascal making his way in here as he's going to find Doran. Not exactly what he wanted.
Unbelievable plays on the bottom side of the map here from Ruler.
And now has himself that CS advantage. True Shot Barrage. Yeah, Ruler, you are by yourself, so he is going to flash. And now the fight is going to break out. This should be skewed in favor of Gen G. That's the paranoia. Used from Rascal, gets him over the wall, and that should definitely be a dead Doran. Now, Dove just in the wrong position. Solar Flare connects. Shockwave is going to be utilized as well. That is going to be 6-0 the kill score, and Gen G are just obliterating KT.
And the thing about the composition for Gen G is it's a comp that, like you mentioned, right before we even got into the game, is that it's the kind of comp that if you get ahead, the ball just keeps rolling. There's no way to get out. It's a rinse and repeat situation. You just keep roaming around the map, using your high mobility champions and wombo combos to burst down anyone who tries to skirmish, anyone who tries to side lane, and the map will just be painted red. Like, being out here right now where Blanket Doran is just asking for certain death.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing you can do. Now, it's a really nice end of plate over the wall here for life with a chase. Solar Flare is hit. He has 6, and it's just like, you know, what do you do now as KT? You're probably just going to be farming under turret for the rest of this mid-game and maybe the rest of the game itself as we'll watch this play from life once again. Look, he has 2 control wards worth of vision. Flashes in for the stun. And look at him. Look at where his mouse cursor is before the flash. He's ready to get them.
Yeah, he
does. So perfect. This is a invigorated Gen G tonight.
I think when your carry gets back-to-back, not going to be overly greedy as we have a look at all of these pretty terrifying numbers on the bottom side. That's the flash forward, seeing that the ulti was missed, and this might be the kill onto Ruler. In the 2v2, Noah's going to be able to lock that one down. Galio and Set certainly going to be some of the best for it, as Life is just going to go in by himself. The Klid is going to move on down. It's a good knock-up, and Leona's very durable as we've got double teleports coming on through. Already the Galio has been taken down as Rascal finds the paranoia, but my god, the damage from this Kai'Sa before she goes down. Dove as well is going to help grab this other kill, and Blank making his way over. Gen G just clearing out vision, as it is, I haven't mentioned it, but it is an Infernal Soul this game, and Gen G well and truly in position to pick this up. Control Wood in the back of the pit is going to make sure that KT at least have knowledge of what's going on.
I need a Chovy taunt here, KT, or something, anything. Otherwise, Gen G might just crush this fight. Look at their positional advantage. Look at Rascal hiding where he is. They cannot counterplay him because he's just going to paranoia in from long range. Here he goes.
Yeah, there it is. There's the engage as well, as Klid is going to be able to lock down the Drake. We'll see whether Life is going to survive, as Dove is the one that Rascal decides to hop on. There's that Shockwave though, and the Moonfall follow-up is beautiful. Look at Ruler. He's got full health. He can take as many of these kills as he'd like. As Dove's like, yep, this is over. Doran's trying to escape as well, but Ruler is going to put him in the ground and blank. And Dove's going to decide that he's actually found Klid. Klid's going to leave. As okay, in goes Doran. There's the kick. And it's going to land onto Life. It's not exactly the optimal target as he's going to get out, and goodbye Doran. Not so sure about that one. Exactly right. As Rascal, he is wearing a sombrero, but that's not exactly what you want. As now Dove's going to hop on in. That's an immediate stopwatch, and that's immediately a dead set after a pretty good face breaker, I have to admit.
I mean, you look at these moments and you're like, well, God, if you weren't 9 kills down, maybe this would be a team fight win for KT, but
yeah, if it wasn't an 8K gold lead at 23 minutes into the game, you'd be exactly right. But Gen G are going to definitely silence all of us that were saying that KT looked great last week and just absolutely destroy them. here in game number 1.
It's such a very one-sided game, but it was won for Gen.G very early on, and they did not let go of it. Kind of a thing you want to see from Gen.G, like we were saying before, but if you're a KT fan, you don't want to see it right now.
Well, Harp's got his ult back up. Let's see whether he can get it. That's a 4-man taunt. That ain't bad as the Leona's going to fall down. Noah grabs that as the Galio has been taken out. Showstopper's pretty good as Dove is looking for a face breaker. Everyone seems to have timepieces, which is pretty cool as Doran's going to get the shutdown onto Clid. But look at Ruler's health bar. It is well beyond 50%, and that is going to mean that there is no way that Gen.G don't win the game right here. Dove finds himself a nice little stun there, but you can see Ruler is right on the front steps of KT. And this was a statement from them here in their first game of week 2. Gen.G obliterate KT.
Yeah, very, very one-sided game, but
the Ruler endings have certainly existed. Yep, 21k damage basically. Close the gap.
He's got that.
More CC, like it a lot.
He's got a sick gap closer, very annoying to deal with. Tons of burst.
Ooh, Viego. Viego, the complementary version of Sylas. Sylas steals the ultimate, and Viego steals the rest. I like it.
There's a lot of great reasons why Udyr, or rather the Viego makes sense into KT's comp.
No, I like it. But we'll see whether KT can have a better time, especially towards the bottom side of the map. Star Guardian Jinx coming out here, I believe. Looks pretty cool. She floats on through.
Yeah, it's pretty nice looking.
Still on the clock. It was about his level 2 hit, which is right now, as there's the stun. Ignite is down there as Noah below 200 right now, as Ruler's at 300 health. This is a very early gank potentially from the Udyr.
They don't see him, I don't think.
Yeah, he's running on in. There's the flash forward from Harp. Everyone's flash! The Flame Chompers go down. Ruler's trying to get one back, but that's first blood, and that's revenge for Noah and Harp with a little help from their friends.
Mechanically
going to move away, and Ruler, I think, is just dead here. The Flame Chompers go down, but boom goes the Ezreal, and that's a very easy second kill for KT, picked up by Dove.
Yep.
And it's in this game, right? They, instead of just like throwing everyone into the bottom lane immediately as soon as that happened and losing the game even faster last time, they're like, no, let's just make some different choices next time. As in goes Clid. Blank's just going to get some boops off, but he shouldn't survive this, as that is going to be the 1-for-1 in the end. Will Doran survive is the question, and he does have Safeguard at the ready. Doesn't have his ult yet, but that was a max range chain, and Doran's going to pick up a double. KT, it's like they get more powerful after the loss. What is going on?
Well, this is actually just insane levels of roaming,
of course, teleport available from Doran, but so is the ultimate. The kickback is going to land onto Clid. The fear is good, as Doran's surviving for a really long time, but they only need to get rid of 100 health, and the Dustbringer is going to do it. Blank moves on up, but I don't think he's going to be able to get anything for it. 10 seconds.
He's got a lot of mobility, so he can kind of sit in those side lanes and rotate back in. He does have teleport this game too. A lot of Viego's not taking that, but BDD did.
Yeah, Flame Chompers are good, as here is the teleport and the paranoia. Shirley, secured by Blank, goes back, grabs the eye, Moonfall only onto 2 this time, and Clid just gets exploded. Super Mega Death Rocket is exactly that. The CC's so good as BDD has to flash away. Still has the ultimate. If he can get himself a reset, that'd be fantastic. Dove is moving himself away. Now the attempted re-engage. Ruler has a lot of damage potential, but so does Noah. Oh my goodness, these rockets are doing so much work, and Gen.G will back away.
It's a very, very contentious fight. This is definitely something that nice steal life.
Oh, that was sick. True Shot Barrage. All right, I like that one from Dove. Just wanted to see whether they are going to be able to fight over this one as Rascal pops the paranoia. In he goes. That is going to be the soul point secured for KT, but can they win the fight is the question. The Nocturne is going to go down. Dove is extraordinarily low as Noah lands the Super Mega Death Rocket. It's fantastic. Doran finds his way into the back line, and BDD turns into a Lee Sin. The flash comes out as the fake Sonic Wave flies through. KT, they lose 1. And it's a 1-for-1. Make that a 2-for-2 as there's Ruler with the flash. Pops on over. 2,000.
Teleport to mid instead of going for the flank. I think this is a safe option. He really wants to once again steal Clid's ultimate here to set up for the fight.
Yeah. Hasn't stolen anything yet.
Yeah, I mean, Klid and Rascal are on the Drake, and I don't think KT could take this. They're going to try to go for a Baron rush, but they're so slow to do this. It's a lose-lose scenario. They don't get either.
Yeah, this is the thing. You have to be so decisive if you're going to go for this play. Weren't able to do so whatsoever. One Mountain Drake, not going to mean too much here, but KT can't just keep giving them up or anything like that. True Shot Barrage is going to just scout the Baron pit. There's KT lying in wait, really wanting to set up a pick. Klid looking for a flanking opportunity.
What KT get is advantage to his
Whoa!
position.
Huge flash in, and Ruler is the one that's going to be caught out of position. That's a much better play than the one in game one, as Paranoia is going to come through. That is not Rascals. I believe that was Doves. Like Genji couldn't start that, right? It was never going to be fast enough, as now they're just looking for a steal.
This is such a crazy game.
Paranoia is still available for Rascal, so they can get themselves in here, but this is a Hail Mary. 100% for Genji. It's going to be so hard if they lose this. It's over the wall they go, but it's Jinx that locks down the Baron. The Diana's dead as well. Klid didn't even have an opportunity to use the smite, as True Shot Barrage is used out of anger more than anything. To go to a third game here is not over yet. There you go. Moonfall is going to connect, but the Devour is so powerful, and now the Jinx with 3.5 items is allowed to pop off. Super Mega Death Rocket does so much work. A solo kill for Dove on the backside. The Karma can't play the game, and this could just be the end right here, as BDD is flashing over walls trying to escape, and Harp is going to try and say no. Some mist goes around the wall, but I have a feeling that this is just KT trying to pad those stats just a little bit more. BDD has actually bought enough time to probably stop the game from ending, but I still feel like KT are way too far ahead.
They certainly are, and now they're just going to walk down the red carpet. This is going, I mean, they have got so many different ways they could win this game. Without Klid being up, and even when he is up, he's not going to have his ultimate. I think you just walk forward. You know, you basically 1A, 2A, 3A, if you're a StarCraft fan, you'll know what I mean, and win the game. Like, they just have too much money. They're too fed, and without a strong initiation, it's hard to win this one defensively here. Ruler does respawn, and KT don't pull the trigger on going down those Nexus turrets. Like you said, the timing is just a little bit too thin.
Yeah, I feel like BDD actually did just save a few minutes on this game. That being said, okay, there's a Paranoia. That's going to land onto the Jinx. Of course, Harp is here, and you saw he's just playing outside of vision. And yep, that's going to mean that now the Paranoia is on cooldown. And I believe Dove has one, as he used it in order to counteract the one previously. Pretty scary teleport from Doran, who is going to get a kickback. Lands it onto whichever target he can find, really, but Klid is going to go golden. Doran now having to get out of there, but his Sterix is going to pop, and he's not going to be taken at all. And just felt like he was testing the waters, seeing whether he could find something amazing. Wasn't quite able to do it, but at least puts the Zhonya's on cooldown.
I mean, he's had a few of those moments, right, in this late game, so I don't blame him for trying. Here we go.
Yeah, we'll see whether Dove can survive this one. Breaks the fear chains, as now he's fighting against 4 people. Not even going to use the Zhonya's. Felt like that was potentially a waste of time, as we've got a minute and a half on this Elder Drake. Nothing really for Genji to fight for, however. Still going to get them a little bit of respite.
Well, they're going to be able to get a little bit of prio for the Elder Drake and have a lot of these lanes pushed because of this death here on one of the most critical champions for these team fights here for KT. So this ends up being not important at this exact moment, but I think the impact of Dove dying here is quite big. And it's not just going to be about the gold and the elimination here. It's really about how much control over the map this is going to give to Genji, so they can group up for the Drake. And again, just greedy here, you know, uses the Diana ultimate just for a second, just for fun. Like you said, the Zhonya's cooldown is much longer than the death timer, so he's going to be very happy to have that one back up for the Drake fight. Genji don't actually group for this Elder Drake just yet.
No, it's still 45 seconds away. They do have some wards in the area. That flank ward towards the south, certainly going to be an important one for a Rascal who does have his teleport available, but I guess he is a Nocturne, so doesn't really mind too much about that. Paranoia, pretty good.
Yeah.
Gap closing, but still, we'll be able to get down there at least.
Genji, you know, they have a few control wards here. They could try to push their way through. They've got 20 seconds to do so.
All right, I've seen this movie before. There's another Paranoia. There's the vision available. Kickback is going to come in. And Sterix is not going to save you this time, Doran. I feel like learning from your mid laner would have been a good idea there, as Genji find themselves with a man advantage. Is this the comeback?
That might have just cost KT the game.
Yeah, because that's an Elder Drake. This is exactly the time where you want to be fighting, is Okay, looks like KT are going to go for a bit of a base race as Harp is going to sacrifice his life in order to make that one happen. The Jinx does so much damage. We have to remember that, as Rascal is going to be able to go golden. The stopwatch is so important, but they are going to lose the Nocturne's GA at least, as there is the Paranoia. In the meantime, you've got Diana soloing the Elder Drake. This is an all-or-nothing play coming through from KT, but the flash forward from Noah Ruler is going to be taken out. Life is now limping to the fountain. BDD in the backside. We're going to try and close in on Noah, but there's a Devour still. No, the Devour is not. But the Viego is just dead now. They have the Elder Drake, but you've got a Drake, but no Nexus.
KT are going to pull it off.
They're going to do it. Nexus falls, and KT bring us to a third game.
That's the kind of play that you see that's very big brain. It's very much thinking about what is Gen G trying to accomplish, and how can I not only stop that, but punish it? Because you know that Ruler and Life like to play like that. They just did it in the first game.
Orbit certainly is a bit of a head tilter. Is just going to continue on the dive strategy that Gen G has been employing throughout this series. But I like the Azir a little bit more. I feel like you don't need to go all in quite that hard. Usage definitely makes it a little bit more difficult to figure out. But it's game number 3 time. KT managed to do it against Gen G after a really difficult game 1. And now it's the decider. Let's see whether Doran again has a good time.
This is a pretty passive early game, which bodes fairly well for KT. They're running the Jinx composition. You know, the Nocturne isn't getting value super early. Hasn't been able to make a 6 play yet, but here comes Blank once again. No flashes.
Yeah, there we go. Ruler's going to get taken down extraordinarily low as Blank runs away from the turret. They wanted to get a few extra autos as Noah gets excited and makes it out of turret range. The kill does go to Harp, which isn't exactly the best option, as Life not going to be able to find the Gleaming Quill, and Harp was standing at exactly the right spot to keep his Jinx safe. I like that. Utility support still being brilliant.
So this is a really big moment for Gen G, I think, to potentially grab back control of this game. If they let it go, then KT have all the agency.
Here we go. There's the teleport with the Paranoia, but Gen G haven't really found too much, as there's the pile-in. That's a 4-man Emperor's Divide from BDD. And now KT are scattering to everywhere that they can escape to, but Harp is not going to be so lucky. Blank's going to run away, and Gen G...
But there's so many other tools for Gen G that are, I think, even more lasting in terms of what their impact can be.
Well, Ruler, this is the position that he doesn't like. There's the flash hook. It will connect onto Clid. He goes golden for the moment, as True Shot Barrage doesn't exactly do too much. Doran is going to make sure Clid can't play the video game by just kicking him around the river. The Paranoia is not going to do too much, but there's the quickness combo. That's another phenomenal Emperor's Divide, and the Jinx is just destroyed. The bottom lane taken down. Yeah, BDD is going to be taken, as that is going to be a shockwave. Spell shielded by Rascal, but Life will still die. That safeguard was very cute from Doran. As
so close to finishing that item, but he doesn't have it right now for this Drake, and I think KT actually have to give this one up. They're not in any position to...
I mean, it is still 10 seconds, so they might be able to move on over.
Rascal, the thing is, Rascal's like on the side, out of position, quote unquote, but actually he's just going to ult in. He wants to be far away because he's going to come in from the furthest possible angle. He can also teleport to the other side of the fight too if he wants to.
Yeah.
And look at Doran is like trying to find this angle here.
I like this though, because this means that the Paranoia is not going to be as good at stopping Doran, right? Who puts the control ward over, True Shot Barrage, lands onto Noah. Any damage on the Jinx is relevant. Doesn't have a lot of lifesteal right now as Doran gets himself back over the wall. KT.
Drake resets. Yeah, they can win this maybe.
They are still just trying to like dip their toes into the water and see whether or not it's too cold. As you can see, Clid not wanting to give this one up. There's the Paranoia, but it is going to be the Drake secured by Blank. Rascal gets a little bit too deep, but you can see KT, they're happy just to walk away with the Drake that they secured for themselves.
That was so well played by KT. They were so patient there, and they're just playing around getting that Drake to 900. Now, there's no vision here whatsoever for KT as we're being shown. They know this. They put a control ward down earlier.
There's about 600 control wards in the bottom side of the map, but it is,
nothing
like
here.
You say, very, very dark.
They cleared it earlier.
Stage.
KT coming over. It's going to be 7,000 health when they arrive.
Yeah, Blank moving on in here. Life looking for the flank. Trying to get rid of this vision as KT grouped up together, and it looks like Gen G do not want to go for a True Shot Barrage. Sorry, Super Mega Death Rocket is going to do a lot of damage there to Clid. True Shot Barrage, not quite as much. as like you say, as they do pick up some aggro on this Baron, it is finally going to reset. Gen.G able to move on back, and there's a lot of jostling for position right now. Is Gen.G going for the reset? The Baron
they give it up.
Started once again. No one has actually completed the back, as they do get vision of the Baron. Cleared, can he do it? He wasn't able to grab the 50-50 last time around. Now Rascal looking to come on in. It is going to be the Baron, stolen by Cleared. And now Ruler getting over the wall is beautiful. And BDD, of course, finds the best flank he can. Goes golden to avoid dying. And KT, unfortunately, I think may have thrown this game away.
They were so ahead in this moment in terms of the Baron control, but Gen.G did not back. They thought they had a numbers advantage. Clid comes in, is able to steal this one away, and oh, you thought he was scot-free, but he wasn't.
I thought he was going to suicide to the Wolves to try and deny it, but
I thought so too.
It didn't happen.
Oh,
Rascal waiting in the wings, has Paranoia at the ready. Certainly join whenever they would like.
If he paranoias onto Doran again, Doran safeguards in, maybe they can blow him up. Like this keeps happening where he goes really deep with those.
Yeah, it's a big teleport from Doran though, currently in the fog of war. As he finds another kick on the Ruler. The hook is so good! As now he finds life in the backline as well. Rascal is just going to be taken down here. They lose their AD carry. BDD is on the run. He still has his ult, but KT, they've done it. They found so many picks.
I have actual chills right now. Doran made it happen again. He absolutely isolates and kills Ruler with the Dragon Kick. Huge flanking teleport. Ruler once again alone. I cannot believe this is going to happen twice. Lightning is going to strike twice in this series.
That's insane. I don't know. Look, okay, let's temper just a little bit because, of course, they're not going to win the game right here. There are super minions knocking on their front door. KT, though, 2 seconds on this Baron. They are going to, I believe, move their Jinx over there. Yep, Noah's going to get on in here as Clid is still here. Hook not going to connect. That was optimistic, if ever I've seen it. And okay, Blank gets a second chance. You really don't want to be 50-50ing this one, but the kick is still available. And the safeguard should be there. Of course, Clid knows that that's a possibility. As Doran gets on in, he's the one that takes the Baron. I have absolutely no idea how he did that, but Clid is now back over the wall live, looking for an opportunity. And now Rascal dives on in. Noah is going to auto-attack a minion, which he doesn't want to do, but he goes golden. The stopwatch is so valuable. Now the GA kicks in, but he's still surrounded by members of Gen.G, but he takes the lantern. Harp waits until the last possible second. It's a double kill for Ruler, though, and now Gen.G are getting their revenge. Noah just trying his very best to use whatever lifesteal he has to get out of the way. Harp, what was that? Rascal going to be taken down. It's not good enough. It was 2 against 4. Noah and Harp against the world. And now Gen.G will close out this game.
And what a close best of 3 this was. I mean, we saw a little bit of everything in this one. Yeah. Gen.G running the same composition all 3 times with minor differences, but they will take down the Nexus in the 3rd and final game. Some heroics from Doran in game 2. Some redemption for the mistake he made at the end of game 2 as well.
I think Doran's actually finding some consistency that he didn't really have in spring as well, right? Because I felt like once we were talking up Doran, he had one of those horror games, and then everything went downhill. Whereas...
Thank you very much, guys. This is Season with the POD interview translation. And I'm here joined by Life and BDD for the interview. Congratulations. It was not an easy series, but in the end, you guys secured the win. How was today's match, Life? KT last time defeated Damwon Kia, so we thought about this matchup a lot. You know, we wanted to work on our issues. We wanted to get rid of our mistakes. In this series, I think we were able to show a little bit of a better version of ourselves. Indeed, this match was not easy, but you guys were able to lock down that win. We didn't expect that this game is going to be hard So I'm glad that we were able to push through together and get this win. Life, just like you mentioned, they took down Tama and Kia last week. So KT is in fact a team to watch out for. So what was the focal point for today's matchup? Blank Skink is really sharp. You know, he is always down to take some risk to go for a gank. So we try to focus on that. And you guys were playing up against KT's rookie bottom duo. I think Ruler and Life were able to invite them to your lane kingdom, but I think they fought back really well in game 2. Usually, after rookies, you know, dying a lot, they kind of, you know, become passive. But it was really impressive to see that they actually came back stronger, even like a stronger spirit for game 2. So I was actually respecting them. I think that's a really nice word over to Noah and Harp. And Genji's bottom duo played 3 straight Ezreal games and ran different support. Harp prefers Tahm Kench a lot. He has a very high win rate on that champion. So after losing to Tahm Kench, you know, we wanted to go for some of the dive comp in order to reach the bottom, the AD carry in the back line. What did Ruler say when Ezreal was left available for all 3 games? Nothing special, you know, but he definitely looked happy playing Ezreal for sure. I want to ask you about game number 2, about the Viego pick. That was the first Viego mid in the LCK. What was the logic behind that Viego mid pick? Because we had skirmish and dive comp, so we wanted to play something that connects with it really well, and Viego was the option. Are you satisfied with the gameplay in game 2? Viego is supposed to make a lot of actions from early on, but I think we had a little bit of a slow-paced game. And you played Azir in game 3, and you kind of showed how to rule like an emperor with that champion. I think Azir is not a popular pick right now. Is that because, you know, but Genji is keep trying it on the match? Why is that? We kind of expected them to ban it away, but they actually left it open, so it was actually a very comfortable matchup for me. And later on, Cleed was able to steal the Baron, the play that sealed the deal for Genji. So let's take a look at this replay. Still connected by Shroomer Shuffle. We really wanted to play and fight around the Drakes, but after we made a mistake, we actually got zoned out. But after that steal, we were able to cope with the situation really well. I wasn't actually looking for that skill. We wanted to open fight. I wanted to open fight, but Cled was going in for a steal, but well, he got the steal anyway, so I think I'll just let him get away with it. And a lot of people are saying that this summer split is really the time for Genji to finally win the LCK title. What's new about Genji's summer split? I think we kind of did our best in order to find the best cooperation together, you know, moving as a team. What about you, BDD? We are always doing our best to improve. We are not at the best level, but we are all, you know, putting in a lot of effort to step up. Your next opponent is Nongshim, another team on a hot streak. One team will end its winning streak in that match. Nongshim has always played the match earlier to us, and they always played game number 3, which made us to wait a very long time, so I'm a little bit mad about it, but I'm really excited to play up against him. Gory, earlier today in the interview, mentioned that you are his role model, so any message back over to Gory? I think it's been a while since I heard some kind of a compliment like that, so that was a huge motivation for me. I hope we can have a good game. Thank you very much for this interview, and once again, congratulations on your win. Now back to our casters. Thank you.
라이프 선수 그리고 BDD 선수 만나봤습니다.